You look down, and your thumb is already moving. You didn't make a conscious choice to scroll. You didn't sit there and think, I am going to check this feed now. Your brain didn't give a clear order to your hand. It just happened. 1 second you were doing something else, or maybe just sitting still, and the next, your hand was already mid-swipe. It's almost like your thumb has a mind of its own. And that feeling, that realization that you're moving before you've even decided to move, it's a little eerie. But it's not weird, and it's definitely not a sign that you're losing control. It's just evidence of a very well-practiced loop.
The anatomy of an autopilot habit. Think about the way you learned to tie your shoes or drive a car. At first, it took every ounce of your attention. You had to think about every step. But after a while, your brain got lazy in the best way possible. It took that effort, turned it into a shortcut, and buried it in your muscle memory. That is how your thumb treats the screen. It's not scrolling to your brain anymore. It's not even an action. It's a reflex. Your brain loves shortcuts because shortcuts save energy. When you do the same motion 1,000 times, unlock, swipe, scan, unlock, swipe, scan, your nervous system eventually deletes the decision part of the process. It automates the motion so you don't have to waste mental energy on it. So when your thumb starts moving on its own, it's not because you're weak-willed. It's because your brain has become incredibly efficient at a habit you didn't even realize you were building. And this is where the trouble starts. Because once a behavior is automated, it stops being a choice. It becomes a state of being.
The illusion of decision. This is the hardest part to swallow. Most of the time we spend on our phones, we aren't actually deciding to be there. We are just playing out a script that was written by repetition. When you feel that urge to scroll, you think it's a desire. I want to see what's new. I want to be entertained. But a lot of the time, that urge isn't a desire at all. It's just the brain wanting to complete a circuit. It's the body expecting a physical motion. It's like walking into a kitchen and automatically opening the fridge even when you aren't hungry. You aren't looking for food, you're looking for the act of opening the fridge. You're looking for the habit loop to close. The reason you can't stop isn't because the content is so amazing, it's because your thumb has been trained to seek the relief of the motion itself. But here's the good news. If it's just a pattern and not a lack of character, then you can change the pattern.
Taking back the wheel. To stop the thumb, you have to break the automatic loop. And you don't do that by screaming at yourself. You do it by adding friction. The brain is lazy, remember? It loves the path of least resistance. So make the path harder. Move the app off your home screen. Turn your phone to grayscale. Leave the phone in the other room when you're doing something important. Those tiny bits of friction break the automation. They force your brain to pause. And in that pause, the choice finally returns to you. You become the person who decided to pick up the phone, rather than the person whose hand just went there on its own. That's how you take back your attention, not by being disciplined, but by being the architect of your own habits. If this made you pause for a second, I made a short, free guide on protecting your focus and mental space in a noisy world. The link is below. No pressure, just something simple to help you feel a little more in control of your own hands.